Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, and in today's reformer workout, it's going to be focused on if you've had a hip replacement or if you are wanting to strengthen your hips, this is going to be the workout for you. As always, it is a full body workout, so anyone can do this workout, but the specific topic's going to be on strengthening those hips. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment, so for those that are at home working on a different model, I will make those necessary spring settings for you. For those that are new, welcome. I have over 40 apparatus videos here on the channel, and everything is divided into categories in the playlist section, so feel free to check that out, along with the student tutorials. So if you're interested in understanding the why behind the exercises and want to enhance your Pilates knowledge, check out those student tutorials as well. And for those that do want to enhance their knowledge in Pilates or put together your own workouts at home, Function Pilates does have its own teacher training program in person, Tempe, Arizona, and also virtually online. We have a course coming up pretty soon here, so if you're interested in the details, the dates, and the pricing, go ahead and send us a message on that as well. If you're interested in having your own business and also being an instructor in your own studio, Function Pilates is a groundbreaking franchise. This is the best time to get in right now. We're registered in over 30 states, so if you are interested in learning more about how to have your own business in your own Pilates studio next to you, go ahead and send us a message as well. Everything's going to be in that description box below, along with some other recommended workouts similar to this one. So for those that are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and begin by placing on our footwork springs. So I'm going to have on a medium to heavy weight, which is 2 reds, a green, and a yellow on a balanced body piece of equipment. So find a heavier load for you, lie yourself down, and let's begin heels on, hip distance apart. Exhale to straighten out those legs, and inhale to soften at the knees. Let's go ahead and maintain a nice stable connection there with your heels to the foot bar and really focus on providing stability through your ankles as if your feet were pressing up against a wall. Relax through your jaw, let your neck hang long, and stretch those arms beside you. Let's shift it down to your toes, so elevate those heels, take an exhale and press out. Focus on equally pressing through the foot bar with equal weight distribution. So if you have to glance up and take a look at your toes, make sure all your toes are connected to the foot bar and pressing evenly. If you tend to press more with your big toe, think of pressing a little bit more out with your pinky toe, and vice versa. Let's go heels together, toes apart. Take an exhale, activate those inner thighs as you tweeze them together. And keep hugging those heels nice and tight. Think of those ribs connecting as you take an exhale to press out. And think of the ribs expanding laterally, so each side of the room, as you take an inhale to bend the knees. Beautiful. Returning back in, we're going to take our heels back to our foot bar, all the way at the very corners of the foot bar. More in a parallel position, straighten those legs out and bend your knees. Once again, think of that board underneath your feet so that you're not rocking your feet back and forth. So the goal is to really strengthen through those ankles, your knees, and of course our hips here. Same position, just let's move it down to the toes, elevate those heels once again. So as we elevate the heels, it provides a longer travel distance. Therefore, it's going to feel like it's more work for you in a good way. So we are, again, strengthening the ankles, knees, and hips in a very good way, just a challenging way. Nice. Keep breathing. Keep those palms flat. Energy coming out through those fingertips. All right, moving it back into the center of the foot bar here. Let's go ahead into our calf raises. So keeping those toes on, drop those heels slowly. And then with the emphasis of lifting those heels up, that's where you're going to feel the work. And you're going to feel the work in your bones through the metatarsals here of our toes. Beautiful. Lifting nice and slow. Think of your heels as a unit. Bend to come right back in. Good. Let's go to the arches here and just do a nice little stretch, a little reflexology for the bottom of the feet here. So with this heavier pressure of our foot springs, it allows us to, again, get deep into the arches. Maybe there's some tight muscles in there, so explore. Just kind of walk your feet up and down, maybe roll your ankles in, roll your ankles out. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and finish it with prances. So moving it down to your toes, go ahead and drop one heel under, bend the opposite knee, and continue at your own comfortable pace with the intention of keeping your hips nice and stable. One final stretch to drop both heels under, and then bend those knees to return back in. Okay, so carefully, let's go ahead and come off to the side. We're gonna adjust those springs, and I'm going down to 2 1/4 spring, which is a green and a red here. So this is more of a medium weight for a single line side series here. So finding that medium comfortable weight for one leg, lying on your side, headrest is up, prop yourself with a pillow if necessary. Bottom leg's under nice and straight, and top foot is on the foot bar, pressing evenly through the sole of your foot. So as you go into your repetitions here, if it's too challenging to keep your bottom leg extended out long, go ahead and bend your knee and let it rest on the carriage to let it go for the ride here. But if it's stretching out long, make sure it's a very energetic leg. So point out through those toes, feel that muscle working through that bottom thigh. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch positions. So elevate your top heel, maintain parallel position, exhale, straighten the leg, inhale, bend. So our goal is to keep that top knee in line with the hip. So if you notice your knee is dropping down or it's lifting up too high, go ahead and make those adjustments so that we are maintaining that parallel connection here. Good. Abs are drawn in. Think of your bottom oblique lifting up to create that small mouse hole. Shoulders down. You got it. And then let's switch the variation. So heel is on in that externally rotated position. So think of your frog here. Again, squeezing through your glute, pressing through your thigh to create that activation. So lots of great things here. If you do have had a hip replacement, maybe you don't have a wide turnout position, okay, depending on the range of motion. And if it feels okay for you as well. So moving it down to the last variation, toes are on, maintaining that same externally rotated position. As you push out, exhale, really scoop that belly in, navel to spine. Feel those hips maintaining stability, that equal amount of pressure through the ball of your foot. You can listen to your own breath here. Excellent. Beautiful. Taking that time to take inventory of your body. And then let's go ahead. We're going to turn it around. If you need to take a stretch here, feel free. But we'll go ahead and realign ourselves here on the other side. So hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. We're gripping the peg with our bottom hand. Exhale, extend all the way out. So again, you can feel the pressure, the equal pressure through the bottom of the foot here. And as you bend your knee, if you have tight calves, you'll notice that your heel is going to want to lift up. So that's your stopping point. So once you feel that heel lifting off that foot bar, you already know that's my stopping point for today, and you're going to continue. All right, lift that heel up, exhale, push out long. Beautiful. And maybe your heel isn't coming up as high as you'd like it to. Again, that takes time. So doing the best that you can, but checking in, really putting a focus on maintaining that heel elevation. feeling maybe that stretch in your toes or your foot, depending on if the foot feels tight. And then let's go to the heel. Again, externally rotate, but be mindful that the hip doesn't roll back here. So realign and recheck yourself that your hips are staying stacked. Shoulders are down. You're again lifting those bottom obliques off the mat to create that neutral spine, that deep ab connection. Perfect. And we're doing about 10 repetitions each. I should have said that earlier. So anywhere from 5 to 10, depending on your level or how you're feeling today. Last variation, if you haven't already, dropped it down to your toes. Again, knee is looking straight to the ceiling, if possible. Good. Checking in with that bottom leg. It's like the inner thigh is lifting toward the ceiling. Can you feel that heat? And if you don't, think about almost like tightening your bottom leg. And then let's return back in. Beautiful job here, guys. Okay, so take that headrest down flat. We're gonna go into a little bit of bridging. So we'll just keep those same springs as is. If it's too challenging for some of you, let's go ahead and add springs. But from here, heels are on. Take a breath, exhale to bridge those hips up and lower back down. So this is about strengthening the hips. Whether you've had a hip replacement or you are creating stability in your hips, we're bridging today where we're lifting up as a unit and just dropping ourselves down as a unit. If you have a tight back, feel free to articulate the spine when you think about those string of pearls rolling down. So your vertebra just dropping down one bone at a time. Exhale to lift all the way back up. Go ahead, take a moment, hold it, and tabletop one leg, add little dips here. Yeah, so really focus on your hips staying squared. Straighten the leg if you can, and continue with your dips. If not, stay in tabletop for a total of 10. You got it. Set that foot back down. Take that left leg, hold tabletop, 5 dips here. If that's good for you, stay in tabletop. If not, advance to straighten out the leg, reach those toes towards the ceiling, and 5 more here. You got it. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Relax those shoulders. Really squeeze those butt cheeks. Heel drops down, and then take it all the way back to the carriage. Beautiful job. So take another breath. Exhale. We're going to lift up and hold. This time the carriage is going to move. So you're going to find activity there with the carriage. Really encouraging your hips to stay lifted, especially as you bend your knees. So when you're bending your knees, lift those hips up a little higher. Feel the difference it makes. Good. And if you're getting any low back discomfort, really squeeze your butt cheeks here, and that should help. Very nice. Extend, return, extend, and return. And then when you're ready, lower those hips all the way back down. Good job. Just take a nice stretch there through those legs. So press out, straighten those legs, drop those heels under. Take the time you need, and then return home. Good. So we'll come up to the top here. You can take your headrest back up if you'd like. I have it on the halfway position. And then adjusting those springs to a red and a yellow, or just your regular light to medium weight for our ab series here. So hands in the handles or loops. Find those wrists over the shoulders, bringing one leg at a time into tabletop. And for today, I'm going to have my right ankle over that left ankle to support it. Good. So exhale, just start to lower those arms down and then lift the arms back up. So you'll notice with the legs crossed here, it's going to provide either assistance for those that have had a hip replacement, or it's going to provide also just an extra bit of work on that other leg. Add flexion if you're ready. So taking that exhale to curl your head and chest up. So if you did have a hip replacement, place that ankle over your stronger ankle. So hopefully that makes sense there. Good. Think of the energy reaching out of your fingertips. Let's go ahead and switch for those that need to already switch their legs. And then open out to a T. Head is down so that you can really focus on the lats here. So when you're pulling those palms into your hips, you're feeling the engagement of the muscle group below the armpit. So if you're not doing that, consciously start to make the effort. And if you'd like to add flexion, go ahead and feel free to do that, deepening that ab connection here. So legs shouldn't move. Knees should be directly over the hips here. So again, if you find your legs traveling, check in with yourself. And then let's go ahead and relax. Good. So sway those knees back and forth. Windshield wipe them. Hands back up. We're going to find our legs back into a tabletop position and then extend one leg out and switch the legs. So a little coordination here. So you're at an angle and then you're going to, as you curl up, if you decide to curl up, you're just switching the legs in midair. Again, this exercise can be done with your head down. Let's switch it to the other side. So left leg is extended now. And then the left knee comes in towards the chest. Exhale and inhale to lower. So we're exercising those hip flexors. So you should be feeling that. Try to keep your heels more lifted and elevated so that you can get more of the strengthening done in the hip. So just take a moment to rest and regroup. Elbows are next to the body, next to the ribs. Tabletop those legs once again. Exhale, we're going to go ahead into coordination. So you're going to curl your head and chest up, straighten legs, open the legs, close the legs, bend the knees and the elbows at the same time. Open, close, and bend everything down. Straighten arms and legs, open, close, bend the knees, bend the elbows. And again, exhale, we open. Inhale to close. Yes, I want you to feel the work on the outside of the hips as you're opening the leg, as if there was a ring around your ankles. Then feel the activation of the inner thighs if there was a ring inside your ankles. Good. So that we are working adductors and abductors here. Beautiful. Hang in there. We're almost done. And then rest it. Good job. Hang those up for me. Go ahead and sit on up. We're going to change into our loops if you're not there already. And then take it into our hip work here. I'm going to have heavier springs today because of the focus of being on the hips. So I'm going to do 2 red springs, or basically 2 medium springs. So it's going to feel like those legs are doing quite a bit of work here. And then once you're ready, lie yourself down safely and then taking 1 foot at a time into the loop. Find tension and then go ahead and stretch those legs towards the ceiling here. All right, so arms are beside you. Take an inhale to prepare. We're going to exhale to lower the legs down to a diagonal. Inhale to return up. So remember, as you're lowering those legs down, your diagonal is on you. Our goal is to maintain neutral spine, which is all the natural curves of your spine. So if you're lowering your legs and you feel that your back is lifting, you've gone too far. So find that point, and that's your stopping point, and then return and come back up again. Good. Nice and easy. Open the legs. Close. Exhale, press down. Open, lift, close, and press. Open. So it's not circles. It's just more a very mechanical boxes here. So it's really more of a open to the, maybe not even the frame of the reformer, and then reverse when you're ready. So it's a very boxy type of shape we're making here. Good. Maybe about 5 in each direction. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and bend those knees to tabletop. Press on out. So you are still in a parallel position. Toes are looking up at the sky. Think of this energy pressing out from your heels, from your hips here. Good. Press. Inhale, bends. And then make 2 individual circles here at that diagonal. Yeah. Lead with your heel. And then reverse it. So about 5 in one direction, 5 in the other direction. You got it. And then bend to return in. Good. Okay, so finding your foot bar there, we'll go ahead and return on up. Go ahead and grab your box, and we're going to set it on short box. So right up against the shoulder blocks here. Have a seat facing your foot bar. And we're going to make those adjustments. And I'm going down to just 1 medium spring or just 1 red spring here. And then at your ankles, go ahead and cross them and let your knees fall off to the side. We're going to go right into hug a tree. So arms out to a T, a soft bend at the elbows. Bring those fingertips together. Good. So why cross the ankles? So that the knees are not more elevated than the hips. That can create more tension in your hips, especially if you have tight hip flexors. This allows it to release and stretch. Good. Exhale. And then let's go ahead and serve the brownies. Reach. Bend those elbows. Exhale and reach. You got it. So not coming up higher than the shoulder, but again, stabilizing through your pelvis and your spine here. Just feeling that front of the shoulder working. Good. Exhale it here. Inhale to bend. Serve the tray and take away. Let's go ahead and take those hands into our salute. So think of those hands right where your eyebrows are at, and then you're reaching where the wall and the ceiling meet, pitching your body slightly forward. So you're just hinging forward and maintaining that position in this neutral spine. Exhale. The work is coming from the triceps, so feel that energy and that activation come from the bottom of the arm. Good. And then return, and I'll come all the way down. Okay, so let's hang that up. And then we're gonna go ahead, take our foot bar down, change our box to a long position. And then you're gonna go ahead and take your headrest down, and this is where it can get a little tricky, so bear with me. Cross your loops, cross your straps, place those on, and you're gonna turn on your stomach carefully, hopefully without losing your loops. And then once you're here, organize yourself so that you are straight and in the center of the box. Keep those knees bent, and then just give yourself a gentle hug on that box. From here, in a parallel position, lift those thighs off so that they're floating and you can already feel the work. And then pull those heels in towards your tailbone. Exhale it. Inhale to slowly release. And you're not straightening your legs all the way back, because then you'll end up losing tension. So just be careful with the speed here. Good. Exhale. Keep those thighs lifted off the box. If you're not feeling this, it's most likely because those thighs are resting. So you want to feel like your butt is being activated. So this time, heels together, knees apart. So a little bit different getting into our hamstrings. So hamstrings are attached to the hip, which is why it's so important to, again, keep those hamstrings strong for nice, healthy, powerful hips here. Beautiful. Keep breathing. And then one more. Knees together. And we're going to go ahead and pull with one leg here. So doing the best you can to pull with one leg. Heel to tailbone. Exhale. Exhale. And you'll know which one is actually the stronger one or the weaker one, right? Good. Careful. There could be some cramping that comes with this. And then slowly just let those fall down to the floor and come off to one side. Okay. So then from here, what we're going to do is you're going to place the box down on the floor in that short box variation. So find your loops, make sure you have those handy around the pegs. And then place the loop around your inside leg, around the arch of the foot. And so you're lying on the bed horizontal and your forearms are resting on the box here. So it's like a pendulum. You're going to take that inner ankle and reach it towards your outer ankle, towards the midline here. So not any jerky movements, try to not create any bounce here, but really stable. Exhale, pull, inhale, release. Exhale, pull, inhale, release. And about 10 there. And then carefully see if we can switch to the other foot. You have the ability to do that. And then the same idea. Now we're working on the outside. So you're pulling into external rotation. Again, it could be very tricky. So you may not have a ton of range of motion, and that's okay, but are you feeling the work? Do you need to reduce it down to a blue spring, a light spring? Good, take your time. It may feel a little bit uncoordinated as well. And then go ahead and switch sides here. So if that was a new exercise for you, think about this next side where you are really fine-tuning. So take your time with it so that you can slowly activate the hips here, the outside of the hips or the inside of the hip properly. Okay, so forearms are on. I like to place my palms up to avoid getting any neck or shoulder tension here. Exhale, again, taking it over swiftly. Perfect. And about 10 repetitions. Exhale to pull, inhale to release. And then carefully, we're going to go ahead and switch our foot to the outer foot. And take another exhale, and we open out to the side. Good. Shoulders down. Think of the heat developing on the outside of that hip. Like you're pressing into a wall. Okay, so take that away. Go ahead and sit yourself up. We'll take the foot bar back up to that high position. And then I'm adding a blue spring, a half spring. So it's now 1.5 springs, a medium and a light spring. And we're going to go into our knee stretch series here. So just a slight tuck there of the tailbone, scoop that belly. And then the work here is you press out. Think of exhaling and inhaling. Yeah, stabilizing through the upper body as much as possible. Shoulders down. Good. Take a breather. And then from here, try to get into more of a flat back. So really the round came from the tailbone, the first variation. The second variation, we're just trying to keep neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Good. Press and pull in. And it's an upbeat tempo if you're able to stay with it. Okay, so going into our mermaid. One spring. Take an inhale, exhale, let's go ahead. Become parallel to the floor, stretch it out. Shoulders down away from those ears. Getting tall at the top. Good, shining those ribs towards the sky. Take a rotation. Feel that stretch more if that feels good for you. Maybe add some arm work here to bend those elbows. Really push from the tricep. Nice. Exhale to straighten those arms and inhale to bend. Maybe adding a little extension as we lift up. Think of your swan prep here. Showing off that diamond necklace. Good. Readjust those hands carefully and return back in. And we'll take it to the other side. Zigzag those legs if you need to. Again, you can have your legs straight out in front of you if this is not doable today. And return up. Exhale, stretch, and return. Beautiful job there, adding that rotation. Push away, and then you can get into those tricep presses here. Shoulder and tricep press, so think of all the work that's being done there. Adding extension, lifting that chest. Good, and showing off that bow tie. Drop, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Adjust that hand carefully and return all the way back up. Beautiful job. Coming all the way up to standing, we're going to finish it with our roll downs here, guys. So hip distance apart. Reach those arms up towards the sky. Let's take a dive down. Good. Checking in with your body here. Roll up nice and slow, shoulders down and away. One more time. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time.